I wouldn't say ours is more unique than others, but one thing that was unique about ours is that we had one child and we were new parents, and then our daughter Emerson was diagnosed with a fatal disease and she passed away. And so we went from being parents to just not being parents, like at all. Like we one day, and when she did die, it was expected that she would die, but she died fairly suddenly. We weren't sure if it was going to be a long drawn out illness or not, and it involved some seizures and some decisions we had to make. So it was a little bit, even though we knew it was coming, it was still sudden when it did happen. So we went from one day having like kids' toys in the house and having her around and having a high chair and having a stroller in the car to just a silent, empty house. And then also to complicate things, we had decided to buy a house near the hospital, and that's how we decided where we would live. And I had left my job to stay home with her, and so we bought this new house for the sole reason that it was close to the hospital. And then we closed on the house, and then she died 4 days later. And so now I was in a new house that was completely empty, and I didn't have a job, and I didn't have a child, and we didn't really know anybody where we lived, and no one really knew her. Everyone will say, of course, you're always a parent, you're always a parent, but for practical purposes, we weren't. We weren't going to schools, there was no day-to-day routines. There was nothing that connected us to the world of parents. And so I think that when friends would invite us to do things, or when we would be in groups of people, or with family, or with relatives who have young children or any children, it was really hard for them to connect with us.